Hello. In today's video, we are going to be introducing the concept of code apps in AI Dial. Code apps allow users to edit, deploy, and run their own Python applications directly in Dial, without worrying about hosting, resources, or scalability. Dial functions as an application server that handles all deployment logic for you. Let's dive in and see how they work. We'll start by navigating to our workspace. We select Add App and choose the Code app. We'll be talking about the other app types, as well as developing your own applications in separate videos. Today, we're here to introduce code apps, so we'll just be spinning up our pre-packaged Simple RAG Python code example. We'll name our app Simple RAG and select our little search icon. Since it's a RAG solution, we'll add the RAG topic to help users find it and give it a basic description. We need users to be able to attach files for retrieval, so for now, we'll allow any file type. But you can specify whatever MIME types you want to allow this application to use. We'll also ensure that just one attachment per prompt is allowed. Now, the real fun starts, the code editor. We start by choosing the folder for our code app. You can either create a new folder or use an existing one. We'll choose our simple RAG application for demonstration purposes. You'll see it adding the sample app.py, as well as a requirements.txt and utils.py files as well. They get added to the selected folder and opened in the editor. While today we're using a pre-packaged application for demo purposes, this really is a fully functional Python code editor. You can write entire Dial applications from scratch or upload existing folders with source code directly in your Dial code app. It's worth mentioning the few limitations of these Dial-hosted code apps. Applications must be written in Python, with only select libraries allowed to be specified in the requirements. Code apps also do not have full access to the internet. Other than that, feel free to code away. To illustrate, let's just change our selected model from GPT-4 to Anthropic's Sonnet. Remember, Dial provides a unified API, which makes changing models within Dial applications really simple. Once we have our source code ready to go, we need to specify the endpoints. All Dial applications must implement the completions endpoint. We can also define rate and configuration endpoints for our code apps if we want our application to be able to use these. Please feel free to reference our Dial core documentation for more in-depth information about these endpoints. Finally, we can specify any required environment variables. In the source code, you can see we have a getEnv function for our Dial URL environment variable defined, but no default value for it in the code. So, we'll define this environment variable in the code apps form to match the URL of this Dial instance. Once we have added this application, you can now see it in your workspace. From the workspace, we can edit, publish, and deploy our application. Since we want to use it now, let's start by deploying it. This may take a few minutes. Please note that these code apps need to either be stateless or save their state inside Dial by utilizing Dial storage, as Dial will autoscale these hosted apps based on their usage. I should also mention that you can also deploy code apps via API from your CI/CD pipelines. Once your application is successfully deployed, you will see this icon turn green and a notification indicating that the application is now ready to use. You select Use Application to launch it. Now, we'll give it a file to process and ask a simple question. Please note that the first time you use your code app, or if it's been a while since you've last used it, it might take some time to execute the query due to autoscaling. Subsequent calls should be much faster. From your workspace, you can also see the logs that the application produces directly inside a Dial. Please note that you cannot edit a currently deployed application, so if you want to modify source code or any form parameters, you must first undeploy it. Finally, you can publish your code app to make it available for other users in your organization. One important note here is that published applications for the ecosystem must be approved and deployed by an administrator. Please see the publications video for more information about this topic. In conclusion, Dial code apps allow developers to develop, deploy, and use their own Dial applications directly within the Dial environment. Together with features like the marketplace and other collaborative components, code apps help make Dial a real enterprise ecosystem for all GenAI exploration. Thank you.